In this video, I'm going to show you how to install an electrical outlet in a concrete floor. And if you're new to this channel, my name's Josh. This channel is all about DIY to save a ton of money. So be sure to subscribe, ring that bell so you get a notification every time I release a new video, and hammer that like button for me. That's all I ask in return for making this video. We got a lot to go over today, so let's get started. I got a 1-inch conduit coming up through the concrete floor with a 12-2 wire that's rated for direct burial in conduit. And if you're wondering how did I get in this predicament to where I have just conduit coming up in this area, well, I was going to build a workbench here and I was going to be stationary, but I decided I wanted a mobile workbench. So I need to install the outlet into this concrete recessed so it isn't sticking up. So when I move the workbench out of the way, I'll have plenty of work area without some kind of weird obstacle here, such as a protruding outlet or something of that nature. So we want to embed it down in the concrete. And if you remember from a video about a year and a half ago when I was building this garage, you know I ran conduit straight from this area to the panel box. Here are the supplies I'll be using. This is a round weatherproof electrical box. I'm going to install an adapter inside of this to secure to the conduit coming up through the concrete, followed by a lock nut to secure the adapter to the electrical box, PVC cement to glue the adapter to the conduit, a 20 amp receptacle that's tamper resistant, and it's really important that this is a 20 amp if it's going to be on a 20 amp circuit because it's the only receptacle on the circuit. Now you can put 15 amp receptacles if you have multiple receptacles, but since I have a home run right to the breaker to just one outlet, I must use a 20 amp receptacle. Followed by, we have a low profile floor box cover. And this box cover is really unique. If we open this up, we have this spacer that is actually meant for another electrical box, but it was to be installed before the concrete, but since I had to change my mind after the fact, we're going to kind of retrofit this. This is going to install over this part, followed by the outlet itself. Then we'll install this cover over this to keep it flush with the floor. So that is all the supplies we'll be using in this video for this installation. If you'd like to purchase any of these items, I'll put a link in the description below so you can check them out for yourself. As for tools, here are all the tools I'll be using. Pair of wire strippers, pair of linemen's, a screwdriver, utility knife, needle nose. I actually got a small cutter that's going to be used to cut the pipe down into the hole. It will attach to this hammer drill and it can also be used as a standard drill. Fish tape for pulling the wire back through before we cut the pipe. A rotary hammer drill. This is the big guns for getting bulk of the concrete hole cut. Followed by our standard PPE tape measure and pencil. First, make sure the breaker is turned off going to this wire. Because we don't need all this wire since we will not be having this on a stationary object now, I'm going to go ahead and cut this to length so it's a little shorter to work with for this next step. I'm now going to use this part out of the kit as a template to draw onto the concrete because that will indicate how much concrete we need cut out. Now I know exactly the size of hole I need cut, and I'm going to hole pass it just a little bit so that way there's enough room for play here. When cutting concrete, I always wear a respirator, so I'm going to put on all of my PPE before this next step. I'm going to use my rotary hammer drill to drill down straight into this concrete and try not to go deeper than 5 inches or so because I know that conduit is down about a foot, so I don't want to drill into the conduit. When using the rotary hammer drill, I drilled down through the concrete in several places around the circle that I drew on the floor, and then drilled on an angle to chunk out the center. Then afterwards I used a shop vac to clean up around the hole. And you can also use a more advanced tool here, but it's going to be much more expensive, and this was a good DIY option. I'm going to use my fish tape to attach to this wire when I pull it through so I can pull it right back through, because when I cut this pipe I don't want this wire right here. I'd rather cut the fish tape on accident before I would the wire. I'm going to put a nice bend on the end of this like that because we're going to be cutting this off later anyways. And we'll attach our fish tape to that. For additional security, I'm just going to wrap a little tape around that. I now need to open the panel and pull this wire through. Here's the sub panel that I wired in one of my previous videos. I'm just going to take off this cover and pull the wire through. And just like I always mention, if you're not comfortable doing your own electrical work, definitely hire a professional. I do a lot of my own work, so I'm comfortable with it, just so you know. And for cautionary reasons, I'm going to be sure to cut the main breaker off, so that way the panel is not energized on the inside other than these lugs, but they're underneath the covers. So I'm going to pull that wire back up through. Here's the other end of the conduit. Here's the wire. I'm going to pull that up and out so that we can pull it through that conduit a ways so we don't cut it. Using a straight edge, I'm going to line that up from concrete to concrete and mark the bottom of it so we know that is our elevation of the concrete. We're going to come down 2 3/4 from that mark. I'm going to put on this cutter head and cut that pipe. Now I'm going to pull that wire back through. Now that the wire is pulled back through, I can replace the panel box cover and get the lights turned back on. All right, let's kick that breaker back on. And our lights are back on. While I'm here, this is the breaker powering the circuit to the outlet that we're working on. It's a GFI breaker, meaning it's going to protect that outlet GFI, and it's also going to protect it arc fault. So we have 2 protections on that outlet, so that's why I didn't need to buy the outlet that's GFI, just so you know. So that's all there is here for now. We're going to keep that powered off while we're working on it, obviously. I'm going to remove the tape and get the fish tape out of the way. Using PVC cement, I'm going to glue on this adapter onto the conduit that's sticking up through the bottom of this concrete right in here. I must drill 1 1/4 hole in the bottom of this for the adapter to come through. I'm going to have to plug that hole first. It's best to plug the side holes that are not going to be in use with the supplied plugs as well. And the reason why that is because of the drill bit I'm using. This isn't the best option to drill a hole like this. A hole saw would be, but this is the only one I had on hand that's 1 1/4. So I'm going to drill right through the center of that. The 1 1/4 hole is now complete. I'm going to snip the tabs off the side of this box. I'm now going to install the lock nut to hold that into place. Strip the wire. Using wire strippers, I'm going to place this on the 12 and strip off just a little over 1/4 inch or so. I'm going to place a hook onto the wires. Other than the ground wire, the hooks actually were not necessary. I'll explain why later on in the video. I'm now going to lay this extender up onto the box. I'm now going to wrap the ground around this green ground screw, and I'm going to tighten that up. To hook up the receptacle, the ground goes to this green screw, the white goes to the silver screw, and then the gold goes to the black wire. So I'm going to place these on now, and you always place these on in a fashion so when you tighten the screw down, I'll show you here that it tightens the wire towards the receptacle. That now the white. And with this receptacle, it actually wants to do the back connections. So I'm going to straighten out this hook. Yeah, and I'm going to tighten that up. And always tighten up the other screw if it ain't in use, just for extra security. And I'll do the same to the black wire. As you can see, the wires are secure and look really good. I now need to remove these short screws from the receptacle. I will be replacing them with these longer screws. I'm now going to place this ring underneath the receptacle. I'll have to bend off these corner tabs so this receptacle goes down all the way. I'm now going to use the long screw, and it's going to go down through the receptacle and this flange and down into the weatherproof box. I'm now going to place a little sealant right under this flange since I have just a little play here. I'm now going to install the cover, and these plugs, since I won't be using these slots, I'm just going to slide right into here like so. And those are for data cables. I'm I'm now going to kick the breaker on to this outlet. I have my Klein outlet tester to check to make sure we are wired correctly, and if you want to purchase this, I'll put a link in the description below. To open this, I'm just going to flip it open. We're going to plug this right into the receptacle. We got 2 yellow lights, and that indicates that it is wired correctly. And we're going to check the other one now. And it is wired correctly, and we'll test the GFI. And it kicked the breaker, so the GFI works. So I'm going to turn the breaker back on. So that looks good. For the power tool test, I'm going to try my router. That is working properly. So that was a successful installation. If you would like to see how I wired this sub panel myself, check out this video. It'll help you out.